You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Today is Sunday, August 19th, 2018, and that can only mean one thing. You're about to listen to episode 211 of the Rusted Robot Podcast.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Hello, I am C-3PO Human Cyborg Relations.
I am Locutus of Borg.
You're like a machine underneath, right? But sort of alive outside?
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
I'm an android.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Counterfeit, facsimile, replica.
We need some sort of robot. Ah, crap! I'm some sort of robot.
Hi, I'm your host, Sean.
I'm your host, Josh.
And together, we're here to entertain your ear holes. How are you today, bud?
I'm not bad. Mildly miffed.
You're mildly miffed.
Mildly miffed.
Is that because today, as we record on August the 18th, it's your wedding anniversary?
Yes.
And we were supposed to record on the Friday instead of this Saturday morning because you were going to spend the entire day
With the missus.
with the missus. However, that has not occurred. What happened?
My sister-in-law forgot she had a wedding she had to go to on my wedding anniversary.
Uh-oh.
So now Katie has to go to work and open the store.
So the original plan was for the sister-in-law to work at the store.
Yeah.
So you could spend the time all day with your wife on your anniversary celebrating.
Yeah.
However, now the sister-in-law is not at work. Your wife has to go to work, and you're here with me on your wedding anniversary.
That is right.
I don't think that's a bad trade-off. You get to spend some time with me.
No, it is a bad trade-off.
What? I'm hurt.
You're a nice enough fellow, but it's my wedding anniversary, and I want to be with my wife.
Well, when you put it that way, I can understand. So, what is the store that we speak of, Josh?
That would be Jump City Comics. It's
Jump City. Timmins, Ontario, Canada.
in the bottom of the 1-1 Mall at 38 Pine Street, North Timmins, Ontario, Canada, Earth, Seoul.
Ah, yes. Right. We've heard about this store once or twice before on the podcast.
Once or twice. It's been mentioned.
It has. It has.
Just in passing, though.
Right. You will see your wife later, I assume?
She's done at 4 o'clock, so I'm going to go pick her up at 4.
Okay. So your wedding anniversary is not spent mostly with the wife. But
well, it's a big chunk of the day.
It's a big chunk of the day missing.
9 o'clock till 4 o'clock. That's a long chunk of the day.
It is. So that's a very sad turn of events.
It is. That's why I'm mildly miffed.
I understand. Better luck next year. The main topics of the podcast, we are all about pop culture here at the Rusted Robot.
Yep.
And there's not a lot going on. There's a few...
It's a pretty quiet week.
There's a few things here and there to talk about. Just random things. So let's talk about Celebrity Death of the Week.
Keep saying it. Are you a doctor, Arch?
She's dead, Jeff.
There's 2 of them. At least 2 that I found.
Okay.
My brother Robin from the Space Jam podcast is big into wrestling, and he shared a post that Jim the Anvil Neidhart had passed away this week. Did you watch wrestling in the 80s?
Yes, but I did not follow who was who.
He was the bearded guy from the Hart Foundation.
That doesn't tell me anything.
They wore pink tights.
That doesn't tell me anything.
Okay, well, I couldn't find any information about the actual passing or what he passed from, but just the fact that he's gone now.
No, it is unfortunate, because it's unfortunate anytime somebody passes. But okay, it's sad.
It's sad. Okay, how about some more sad passing news? This past Thursday, the 16th of August, was the 41st anniversary of the passing of Elvis Presley.
Okay.
That's not the news. The news is that singing sensation Aretha Franklin passed away at the age of 76 on that day as well.
Well, that is very unfortunate.
Yeah, another...
She's a good singer. I enjoy a lot of her songs.
Another victim of pancreatic cancer, which seems to be going around quite a bit these days.
It's a hard one to detect, right? Because it's not like lymph node cancer where you get lumps in your skin or you go, oh crap, what's this? Not like breast cancer where you can check for lumps and it's much more regularly screened. It's a pretty deep in there cancer.
It is.
So it's hard to detect.
Well, that's for sure. That's definitely true. So, of course, we all know her from Respect. That's her biggest song.
I like how I saw the gears just swirl up in there trying to get what song it was.
Well, obviously I know what it is, but I just, for some reason, I was having an aneurysm or something. I don't know what it was. But yeah, so the articles is on the Rusted Robot Facebook page. I'll just read a little bit here to you. The Queen of Soul, whose recordings of such classics as Respect and Chain of Fools made her the first female artist to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She died at her Detroit home. She had dealt with undisclosed health issues that had kept her off stage in recent months, and in March of this year she cancelled a pair of scheduled concerts due to what her management described as doctor's orders, and she later cancelled performances in Boston and Toronto. Born in Memphis and raised in Detroit, she began singing in a church as a youngster. Her father was a Baptist minister, and during her lifetime crossed multiple music lines. Known for her soul recordings, she also shone at R&B, jazz, blues, and gospel, and was a songwriter and pianist as well as a singer. Just a little bit about her.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's sad that she's gone. I hope it was painless at the end.
Hard to say, but hope so.
Yeah. So yeah, well, that's... Thanks for the downer.
Hey, that's what we're here for, but now we have some happy news.
All right. What do we got?
CBS All Access has cast its Spock. Did you hear about this? You haven't. Okay, well, let me tell you some stuff about it. Ethan Peck has been tapped to take on the iconic role and will play the half-human, half-Vulcan science officer of the USS Enterprise in Season 2 of Star Trek Discovery. Tells us here in this article that they're the big promo push for it. Through 52 years of television and film, a parallel universe and a mirror universe, Mr. Spock remains the only member of the original bridge crew to span every era of Star Trek. The great Leonard Nimoy, then the brilliant Zachary Quinto, brought incomparable humanity to a character forever torn between logic and emotion. Showrunner Alex Kurtzman said, "We searched for months for an actor who would, like them, bring his own interpretation to the role, an actor who would, like them, effortlessly embody Spock's greatest qualities beyond obvious logic. Empathy, intuition, compassion, confusion, and yearning. Ethan Peck walked into the room inhabiting all of these qualities, aware of his daunting responsibility to Leonard, Zach, and the fans, and ready to confront the challenge in the service of protecting and expanding on Spock's legacy. In that spirit, we're thrilled to welcome him to the family." Now, isn't that a dramatic reading of a statement?
Yeah, except I have some problems with that.
Okay, go on.
Zachary Quinto did not embody Spock.
Agreed. 100%.
He had no concept of what the character was.
He did not bring the same gravitas as Leonard Nimoy.
I don't know about the new guy. We'll see.
He's the grandson of Gregory Peck, a Hollywood icon.
Okay, that doesn't mean anything for his acting skills.
It doesn't, but he does have a good pedigree, so hopefully he's a good actor.
So, the problem with the Quinto is he's like, oh, I gotta show the duality of emotion and logic, when he was just emotional. He was an emotional guy.
He was.
He wasn't even a guy. He was an emotional guy.
Yeah.
Because, like, Bones was more rational than him for much of the movies.
You're right.
Which means you don't understand what this thing is. Bones is supposed to be the emotional one.
Yeah.
And Spock is supposed to be the logical one, and Kirk is supposed to be the in-between. The three of them are supposed to be the ego, the superego, and the id.
The triumvirate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And Quinto didn't get that.
Yeah, you're right.
So I hope this guy can portray him well, but this is because he's going to be on Discovery, yes?
Mm-hmm, true.
So it's probably going to be badly written, badly acted, and badly lit.
See, and I don't agree with any of those statements, but meanwhile, Peck is the grandson of Hollywood icon Gregory Peck, and his acting credits include playing Heath Ledger's part in the ABC Family TV take on 10 Things I Hate About You, and the CW I Ship It. And this past pilot season, Peck was tapped to star in the ABC drama pilot for Love, and he's repped by United and Jackaway Tylerman, whatever that means. So he hasn't had a lot of acting experience by the sounds of it. A few things that I haven't watched.
Yeah, which is fine.
It's fine.
We'll see how he does.
Looking at the picture here, he does look a lot more like Quinto than he does look like Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah, but how are you going to get a good... Like, there's only so close you can get.
That's right. And that's fine. That's fine.
I got no problems with a different look, so long as they have the general look about them, right? Like, Don't give me, somebody with big blue eyes and a good round face. That's not Spock. You can't have a big round face. You need a nice narrow face.
You do.
And angular features. That's a Spock look.
Right.
But it's fine.
So we'll see. It says that Discovery is supposed to return in early 2019. So there's only a few more months to wait, Josh. A few more months. How excited are you, buddy?
I'm excited as a slug is to find salt.
So not very is what you're saying?
No.
Are you going to give it a go? Because Season 2 is supposed to be a lot different than Season 1. And I know you gave up on Season 1. Will you give Season 2 a try? Ignore Season 1 and see what happens?
If I get good reviews from people that I trust...
So other than me?
Yeah, because you clearly have
a different opinion.
A completely different opinion to me on this show. I'm not invalidating your opinion for you. Your opinion for you is your opinion of the show, and you can enjoy your show.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, you're wrong.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Because as we spoke about all this stuff on last week's episode of the Rusted Robot podcast, you know what? I was re-listening to it the other day, and I'm like, we had a really friggin' good episode. Have you listened to it again?
No. Again, our podcast is the last one I listened to on the week's podcast.
I know, and you haven't gotten to
And
it.
there's a lot of good ones this week that were really long.
Okay. Well, we were talking about virtue signaling and gatekeepers of fandom, and as I re-listened to it, I was like, wow, this is beyond pop culture. This is like into the philosophical realm. We did really good.
It's metaculture.
It was amazing. We should be proud of episode 210, Josh. It was fantastic.
Nobody's going to like this segment where we're backslapping ourselves.
I'm hoping that new listeners who may have started this podcast will now listen to episode 210 and the ones before that.
All right.
These magical, non-existent listeners that I just conjured out of thin air.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
My name is Brian Foster.
Everything you know is wrong. Got that?
Now, the reason that I'm calling is because I have begun to suspect you don't have any ladybugs in your freezer.
Hey cuz, Roy here. So about your car.
The darkness was never empty.
There's this presence in my head.
But I'm pretty sure that the book was confiscated by cats.
You're damn right we find a lot of bodies when Foster is around.
And some people call me the Night Blogger.
Other stuff that happened in episode 210, we talked about Ruby Rose being cast as Batwoman.
Yes.
Okay, well, I found out who she is.
Okay.
Apparently she has been in season 6 of Orange is the New Black.
I don't watch the show.
I watched half of the season, and then Cheryl watched the rest without me, so I haven't gone back. I don't remember seeing the character, but this week, my buddy Renee and his wife took me out on a date to see The Meg in theaters. Have you heard of The Meg?
I have heard of The Meg.
The giant
Katie really wants to go see The Meg.
The giant shark movie starring Jason Statham, and Ruby Rose was in it.
Okay.
She's a very good-looking lady. She's a good actress. I think she'll be cast as Batwoman in very well. It's very good casting, I should say. My words are mixed up here for some reason. And I'm not going to edit that out because that's what I'm not going to do. So, anyway, let's do a little bit of a review of The Meg.
I was going to say. All right.
Okay, so we had, who did we have? We had Jason Statham. We had Ruby Rose. Rainn Wilson was in it. And he played Harry Mudd on this past season of Star Trek Discovery.
Black alert. Black alert.
I was impressed that there were a couple Star Trek references in the film.
Okay.
I always look for Star Trek references in movies and TV shows, and there are some. Another big thing in Star Trek is, of course, the number 47.
47.
47. 47. 47. 47. 47.
47.
47. 47.
47.
No!
And I've been seeing that number everywhere in non-Star Trek things. Like, for example, they were in a taxi, and the taxi said on the top thing, Taxi 47. I'm like, okay, are they doing this on purpose because it's a big thing now in Hollywood, or is it just a coincidence? Because I do see the 47 a lot.
Yeah, that's just an example of apophenia.
Apophenia, you say?
Yes, that's the human tendency to see patterns and randomness.
Ah, so you think that's what I'm experiencing?
Yeah,
I've come down with a bad case of apophenia?
Yeah, because, like, if you start looking for the number 23, remember when that movie...
with Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When that movie came out, people started seeing it everywhere. And it's like, yeah, that's the whole point of the movie. You're just going to see stuff if you're told, oh, you don't see a lot of this, and then you're going to see it everywhere.
So because I'm partial to the number 47 because of my Star Trek fandom, I notice it more often than I would any other number.
Because you skim over the other numbers, and you're like, whatever, it doesn't matter, it's just a number.
That could
it's
be.
a building number, it doesn't matter, telephone pole's got that number in it, so what? Well, then you see the 47, and then 47, and 47. It's got meaning.
They're everywhere, Josh. Yeah. Everywhere.
Same way other people notice 42 everywhere.
Yes.
So
because 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Exactly. So it's just pattern seeking in the human mind. You recognize the hits and you ignore the misses.
Aha. That could be it.
So,
okay. All right. Well, that's fair. But back to the Meg. Not a bad film. Exactly what you would expect from a giant shark movie starring Jason Statham.
Okay. So does he kick the shark?
No, actually, he doesn't. Does he? Does he kick the shark? He might, actually. There might be some shark kicking while he's in the water. But it's fun. It's silly. I would probably give it 7 rivets. It's not horrible. It's not great. It's right. It's okay. I'm glad I went and saw it in the theater. I'm glad Renee paid for me because I wouldn't wanted to spend the full $10 on it myself. But it would be a good matinee kind of film.
Okay.
Where you pay half price. It wasn't very long. The CGI was good. A lot of fun, different characters. A lot of cool death scenes.
How many deaths we talking about?
Oh, geez. Well, there was a lot of random crowd deaths, so it's hard to say. But of our main characters, 3 or 4. Oh, the guy who played Hero in Heroes was in the film.
Okay.
So he was there. Yeah, a lot of. It took place in and around China as well because it was a co-production, and that's how it's going to make all its money because that's the thing. You have to include the Chinese market now.
Yeah.
So
well, they're a very large market.
They are a very large market, and there was a lot of cool Chinese actors.
Ni hao to our Chinese listeners.
That's right. Yes. Greetings from the Rusted Robot Home Studio.
Yeah.
And so, if Katie wants to see it, I think you should take her. If you're able to take her tonight for date night, that would be a good idea.
We got plans.
Okay. Well, it is your wedding anniversary after all, so I understand. But yeah, nothing really to complain about in the film. Renee has read all the books, or most of the books, that the film is based on.
It's based on a book.
It's based on a book series.
Oh, really?
Yes, and he really loves the books. He was kind of disappointed in the movie a little bit because they changed some of the sequence of events.
That's books and movies.
It is.
That's what they do.
Yeah, but it was a fun ride, and I'd recommend going to see it if you're looking for a film that you just want to check your mind at the door and have some popcorn.
Well, Katie wants to go see it, so we'll probably end up going seeing it sometime this week.
Well, that's good. Yeah. So there you go. Speaking of movies, Marvel and Disney are not going to rehire James Gunn for Guardians 3.
Well, that's what they're saying so far.
Because he tweeted something back in 2009, and so he was fired.
He tweeted something in an era when he was working on Troma films.
What are those?
You don't know Troma films?
Never even heard that name before.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. So you've never seen The Toxic Avenger?
I've heard of Toxic Avenger. I don't know if I've seen it.
Really? Oh my God! You have to. Okay, you're gonna have to look up Troma films after this.
Troma?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are
schlocky.
They are schlock. They are the definition of schlock.
Okay.
They are low budget movies that are they're just so good. They're bad. They're so good.
Okay.
Like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Oh yes, I watched that. That's a Troma?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, just look it up. There's a lot of them, and they're real bad. But he was in the edgy scene at the time, where you got to be edgy to get along, right?
Okay.
So he was making edgy jokes. Wasn't funny.
But
I didn't find his jokes funny, but I wasn't in that scene, and I wasn't part of the group where he was trying to make the jokes too.
Right. Okay.
Humor is conditional.
It is.
Do I agree with his views at the time? Were they his views, or were they just jokes?
Who's to say?
Exactly.
Like 10 years ago.
So they hired him knowing that those were out there.
But did they know about them?
I believe so, actually.
Oh, but then they got pointed out by somebody, and then
somebody
controversy.
decided, I'm going to be offended.
Right. We are living in the era of being offended. So
yeah.
So you did tell me that although he has been fired, they are using his script.
Well, the cast, particularly, I cannot suddenly remember his name. The wrestler.
Dave Bautista.
Bautista, that is it.
See, you told everyone your deepest, darkest secret.
He put up a big, well, we got to have him in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he got the rest of the cast to go, yeah. Because, Bautista's willing to walk away. Which, yeah, really, you only got so many Guardians. What are you going to do, right?
Yeah, if they all walk away, then you don't have a film.
Yeah. You're going to put a new cast in?
I don't think so.
Nobody's going to... Everybody's going to what the hell are you doing? This is not the way Marvel runs.
No, they don't do
it. You play a character, and that's who you are.
For the most part, except for Rhodey.
Yeah, but he doesn't count.
Clearly.
Yeah, I think he wanted way too much money when he won.
That's what it was. He thought he was a big shot, and he wasn't, and he was replaced.
Yeah.
By a better actor. So.
You build your role. You take the role, and then you go, War Machine should get some more screen time. Maybe we could throw War Machine into this scene. You build yourself up. You don't throw it away.
Yeah.
You make the crack and then you expand it. You don't just try to beat yourself against the wall.
This is true. And he did not follow that rule.
No.
So Don Cheadle took over.
Exactly. He's doing a better job anyways.
By far.
More entertaining character.
Definitely.
But yeah. So Batista's well, I'll walk. He wrote a good script, and he's the one that brought this stuff together. So they're well, okay, well, what if we use a script? And he's okay. Give him the credit. Give him the credit on a script.
Even if he doesn't direct the thing, at least.
And that way, it gives Batista a way to walk back his comments and say, yeah, you're at least showing the credit, his creative vision.
And then that way, all three films in the franchise are cohesive because
exactly.
It's the same.
Because he wrote it.
Guy. Yeah.
So there we go.
So I guess we'll see what happens.
And it depends on how the cast act, because in this case, the cast hold a lot more power than they do in other movies.
That's true.
Particularly Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt is the face. He walks. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, because he's the main guy, right? He's the humor.
The other two, you can get anybody to play the other two.
Gamora?
No, Gamora's dead.
Is she?
She's dead.
Spoiler alert. Okay. So you got Rocket Raccoon.
Anybody can play him.
And Groot.
And anybody can play him.
Right. It's just
voices. They can just use the existing soundtrack for Groot.
I am Groot.
They have more than enough I am Groots.
They do. You're right. Okay. So who do we have? We have Chris Pratt, Gamora, who's dead, and Dave Bautista, and the Mantis lady.
Yeah.
Right.
But she doesn't have as much star power.
No, because she's just new.
She's only in one movie so far.
Yeah.
The other ones have been in 2. And, 3.
Well, right, yes.
Yeah, so she's been in 2, but she did not have a big role in Infinity War.
She did not.
I think she had, 2 lines?
I can't remember. And even though it came out on DVD and Blu-ray this past week, I didn't pick it up.
Yeah, because she didn't have many lines. She had a couple lines poking fun at Star-Lord in the ship, because he changed his voice to sound like Thor.
Right, that's right.
And I think that's... And her when she's sitting on Thanos' shoulders, and that's it.
I do need to see it again.
I don't think she said anything else.
I can't remember. There was so much going on in that film.
That movie's packed. And a lot of big stars are going to be okay, here's your line. All right, you're done.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, and speaking of big stars and movies coming out, this Tuesday is the super duper cut for Deadpool 2.
Yep, probably going to pick that up, actually.
I think I am too.
I picked up the other Deadpool movie.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's our Marvel Guardian news, we have a trailer for Season 2 coming out September 7th for Iron Fist. Let's play the trailer for Season 2 right here.
You have not been home in days. You barely sleep when you are home. How many times a night you light that fist up? I see how much you're pushing yourself.
Just trying to keep the peace. What am I supposed to do? I didn't ask for the Iron Fist.
I'm fighting for what I believe in, no matter the cost. What are you fighting for?
I'm trying to do what's right.
I didn't expect to see you here, brother. We have family matters to discuss.
You and Davos. You were trained together.
I fought my brother. There is no changing what happened.
You feel that you can just walk through this world as if it belongs to you. The Iron Fist is not a weapon to be held, it is to be used. Now you'll give me what's mine, brother. You will suffer.
The Iron Fist. Davos wanted it.
We can stop him, but I need help.
You're not alone. But you can't save everyone.
I can't just sit here and do nothing.
I have become the thing you never had the strength to be.
History doesn't decide what happens next. We do.
We should do this more often. Dinner out, a movie. Date night.
What do you think, Josh?
It looks like an Iron Fist trailer.
It does. We have his brother taking the Iron Fist power or also having it. Does Danny Rand lose the power and the other guy gets it? Is that what happens?
I don't know. I don't know much about the Iron Fist villain list.
You don't?
No, I don't.
That surprises me since your wife owns a comic book store.
Yeah, but I'm not... She doesn't have back issues going back decades to find all the... Because, like, his runs are limited.
Uh-huh.
He gets a book for a while, then he loses his book, and then, he's Heroes for Hire, and then he loses his book, and now he's part of this thing, so his individual villains, that's a deep bench that I do not look at ever.
That is a fair point.
I don't think he loses the power and the other guy has the power.
Okay.
I think the other guy has a different power.
Because Iron Fist's fist is an orangey yellow glow, and the bad guy has a red fist on the other arm. So
I think his is from a different dragon and blah blah blah.
Could be.
And his is from an evil dragon, and so yeah.
Are we excited about Season 2? I'm not sure.
No, because Season 1 wasn't good.
Holy rusted metal, Batman!
That's a very divisive point in the Marvel Netflix fandom, but most people didn't like it. You're right.
And if you didn't get jazzed with the first one, you're not jazzed about the sequel.
Though they did try to rehab the character in an episode of Season 2 of Luke Cage.
Yeah, and his fighting was slightly better in that.
Mm-hmm. But
is it going to be better in this?
I don't.
Not from what I've seen so far in the preview.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I'm excited that we get more Colleen and Misty Knight. So there's that. If there's no Claire, I'm going to be very sad.
Claire's not coming back. She's gone.
What do you mean?
She's done.
Why? What happened?
She left in Luke Cage and she's not coming back.
Do you think that's true?
Yeah, the actress doesn't want to come back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. I wonder why.
I don't know.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just thought it was
she's
part
done.
of the story.
She's out.
Oh. Well, that's sad. She tied the whole thing together.
Yeah.
Well then.
But she wasn't fulfilling the role that everybody thought she was.
Because they didn't write her properly? Or
She was a nurse who started helping superheroes.
Yeah.
Everybody thought she was going to take on the role of the night nurse, which is a person in the comics that literally that's what she does. She helps super beings.
And that's how she started out.
Yeah.
Right.
But then she just veered off into... Like, she just went through relationship with different super... And then she's gone.
There she was gone?
So,
Okay, well...
Maybe we'll get a new person to hold it all together. I really hope it's not Misty Knight.
You don't like Misty Knight?
She's okay, but I don't find her a particularly compelling character.
Oh, no.
Like, she's okay, and like she's got some good scenes.
But not enough for your liking?
No.
Okay.
She's not particularly compelling. She's not somebody that I think should be holding the world together. I don't think she has what it takes to be the thread between them.
Huh. Okay. Maybe not.
Because that's too much... Like, how's she going to interact with the Daredevil?
I don't know.
How's she going to interact with the Punisher?
Good question.
Yeah, see?
Hmm.
So, like...
Yeah, okay. I guess it just all remains to be seen. We'll have to wait and find out.
We need a character that crosses over.
Yes.
So far it's Foggy. I really like Foggy.
Do you?
Yeah, he's a good actor. I like him.
Yeah, he's a good actor. He plays a sad sack very well.
Yeah. So I can see Foggy keep going on as a crossover.
Yeah, because he's a lawyer and they all seem to need lawyers, so...
Yeah, they all need lawyers.
Lawyers and doctors. That's what you need when you're a superhero.
Yeah.
So...
Well, one of them doesn't need a lawyer.
That would be Daredevil, because he is one.
Exactly.
Oh, good call. But he definitely needs doctors and nurses.
Oh, yes, he does.
He gets hurt a lot.
So, we got this one, and then what's up next?
I'm hoping for a season 3 of Daredevil, because we haven't seen it in quite a while. And then we'll need a season 2 of Punisher.
Yeah, season 2 of Punisher, definitely. I don't know what more stories we can tell with Daredevil.
They can think of something.
Like, what more would be compelling? Because particularly, like, he's got a particularly small block that he's dealing with.
True.
Because, like, the Hell's Kitchen is not a big space.
It's not.
Like, you can look over the entire thing.
Well, that's funny because he's blind. But I see what you did there. That's clever. I wonder if they're going to have a season 2 of Defenders where they all team up again.
Yeah, but that's every few years.
Well, yeah. I just wonder if they're going to, if it's in the planning stages.
So, this will be the last of them to get their season 2, right?
Except for the Punisher, but yeah.
Punisher came in as a season 2.
Right.
He popped in Daredevil season 2.
He did.
So this is last season 2.
It is.
So we'll either get Defenders as the next one, or we'll get a season 3 of Daredevil, because that's what it went, right? It went 1, 2 for Daredevil, and then...
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact sequence.
Because Daredevil season 2 came out because Elektra was in that, and then she died at the end of that and was taken and changed back in Defenders.
Right, yes, okay.
Walk away from the Hand. Defenders season 2 cannot be involving the Hand.
I hope not.
Because the Hand is a terrible villain.
Right, I don't like them at all. So
we need a larger powered villain. Somebody with machinations and actual power. Because, like, the fight... Like, we got one good fight in the Defenders.
I believe so. And
that was in the building.
Yeah.
When they go to the Rackham?
Rackham?
I think it's the Rackham building. I don't know.
I don't remember.
When they all went in there and fought.
Yeah, with the underground cavern way underneath the building?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's the only one that was good.
Right.
On that, we got good individual fight scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But in a team-up movie, you want to see a good team-up fight.
That is a requirement. You are correct, sir.
So show me something like, give me the Wrecking Crew. All superpowered beings that rob banks and stuff, and they got more power. Give me something that they can fight that's actually a challenge. And not just bitching. They did a lot of bitching in that show.
A lot of infighting, yeah. Yeah, it was a bit too much almost. Good thing it was only 8 episodes instead of 13.
Yeah. Well, in that one you can just wrap up a good story. Just give me 6, 8.
Yeah.
Here's the story. There's no filler.
Yeah.
Who would you like to see get their own go? Like,
I like Luke Cage the best.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you like to see him step up into the MCU proper?
I would. Yeah. He should have his own movie. The Luke Cage movie.
Step up into at least step up into a big scene in
the next Avengers movie.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. See, even if he doesn't have his own standalone movie, at least be a
step
character.
up. Yeah.
Because he's a powerful guy.
He's powerful and he's got a compelling story.
And he's charismatic. Mike Coulter is a good actor.
He is. So although the end of Luke Cage there kind of
where he was starting to run the business there and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that part of it, but season 2 was definitely better than season 1.
It was.
So,
I kind of want to see Punisher step up.
That would be cool too.
A full-on proper Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
The other movies were okay, but
the Punisher movies,
yeah,
they were not good. The first one was pretty cartoony.
Okay, well, now hold on. What are we going? How far are we going back to call it the first one?
I wasn't thinking Dolph Lundgren
because there's Dolph Lundgren.
Okay,
and that one's bad.
That one's bad, and then we got Thomas Jane.
Yeah, and that one's okay. It's good. It's got good scenes.
Yeah,
the popsicle is fantastic.
Yeah,
that's funny.
And then we have the other guy took over. I can't remember his name, but yeah, it was too dark or something. I can't remember. I don't even.
The Punisher. It was too dark.
Well, I don't know what it was about it, but it's just not like the violence didn't bother me. It was just I think literally too dark.
He had a DC problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And speaking of DC problems, did you hear that Tom Cruise is in the front running to be the new Green Lantern in the Green Lantern Corps movie? You're looking at me with a strange look. Tom Cruise has never played.
Which one is he going to be?
I don't know, but he's got a condition that he'll only be in the movie if they change the script and don't kill off the Hal Jordan character. I think he's going to play the Jon Stewart character, but the article that I came across wasn't really clear.
Oh, he can't be Jon Stewart. He'd have to be Hal Jordan.
Would he?
Yeah.
Why?
Because that would be a nightmare if he played Jon Stewart.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because
Jon Stewart's black.
Oh.
You don't whitewash particularly a famous, like Jon Stewart's the most famous of the
Green Lanterns.
I
know nothing about Green Lantern.
Because he was on the Justice League cartoon, and so many people watched that.
Okay.
He's more famous than the Hal Jordan, I think. Hal Jordan's got the older audience that was into the comics, but the younger people who didn't read as many comics, because to be perfectly honest, the Green Lantern comics are not the greatest.
Yeah, I know nothing about them.
He'd have to be Hal Jordan.
Okay.
He could be the redheaded. I don't remember what the redhead's guy his name is, because there's 3 human ones.
Okay, but Jon Stewart is a black character.
Yes.
Okay.
A former Marine.
Okay, you know what? I may have watched that cartoon there a few years ago.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Watch Justice League and Justice League Unlimited.
Okay.
They're real good.
Huh. Anyway, Tom Cruise in the front running. He's never been a superhero before, so maybe he will be.
Meh.
He's old. I don't care.
We got surprised with names. Can't remember.
The time travel?
No. Guy.
Jeff?
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh.
We got surprised by Robert Downey Jr. Like, nobody expected him to be a good character for Iron Man. But you're bringing in too big of a star. Bring in a has-been star, because Robert Downey Jr. was pretty much a has-been.
Well, yeah, because all his drug problems and arrests and stuff.
Yeah.
That's right.
He got himself clean and all that, but he was a has-been.
And now he's one of the biggest stars out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't bring in the big star to play in this universe. He's going to either, well, I'm Tom Cruise and let's do this, or he's not going to be willing to put in the extra stuff that you have to be good in these movies.
Hard to say with that guy.
Yeah, because he wants to climb the side of the building. Actually,
Yeah, he does most of his own stunts in the Mission Impossibles,
and he wants to hang on the outside of the plane. And he's going to want to have the power ring so he can beat up the actual aliens while flying through space.
Of course.
Because that's the way he does things.
Yes.
I think it's a mistake.
Yep, I think you're right. I think we should call up the Hollywood bigwigs and say, nope, get somebody else.
But then again, how much of a mistake is it? Is it so much of a mistake that it will be noticed? Because compare that to the other mistakes they make in DC all the time.
Right, it's the DC universe, so really it doesn't matter. Just do what you want, guys, because you're going to anyway.
Yeah.
So,
like, they showed potential, and they failed at it.
The only good one was the Wonder Woman film.
Yeah. And looking back on it, Man of Steel, compared to the rest, isn't so bad.
That was the first one, right?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, that was okay.
Compared, like, it's not really Superman.
No.
But compared to the rest of the ones,
yes,
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, Suicide Squad.
Ugh. I don't even know what they did with that one. They just wrecked it.
And the Batman Dawn of Justice, that
was the disaster.
No. Like, nobody looked good in that film.
No.
And none of them were the characters they were supposed to be. Batman didn't act like Batman. Superman didn't act like Superman. And Wonder Woman, when she did act, she was okay. She was kind of Wonder Woman-ish. But then they I'm going to use the spear and I'll stab him. Even though you're a professional who can throw spears really far and really powerfully and know what you're doing. And I'm going to jab it with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
That's
how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Did you know the ESO Network has a brand new Patreon? That's right, we're asking for your help, and you could do it for as little as $1 a month. Don't fret, all your favorite shows will still be available for free as always, but you can get exclusive podcasts and more not heard anywhere else but on our Patreon. To sign up for the ESO Network Patreon's easy. All you have to do is go to esopodcast.com and click on the link. With your support of the ESO Network, it's you who will reap the rewards.
So we have Aquaman coming out in December to see if they can pick up the ball and carry it.
I saw a great description. I'm not claiming this is my own joke.
Okay.
This Aquaman is Brosidon, Lord of the Broshan.
Because he's a dude.
He's a dude. He is a dude, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not excited about it.
Me neither.
I don't even know if I'll go to the theaters.
I will probably go to the theaters, but I don't know.
I don't think I went to the theaters for even Justice League. No, I didn't go for Justice League.
No, huh? I think I see all the superhero films in the theater, or at least 95% of them. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. I don't know. But Shazam looks good for next April. But what I'm really excited for, Josh, in less than a month, The Predator comes out on September 14th. That's exciting.
Really?
Yeah.
You're looking jazzed for that one?
I'm hoping the trailers are just crappy, because I love me some Predator.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
I really like Predator.
Yeah.
I like Predator 2.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed...
AVP?
No.
No?
It was...
How about Predators with Adrian Brody?
I enjoyed Predators. It was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was serviceable.
Yeah.
It was alright.
Yeah. This one looks like it's going to be less than Predators.
I'm hoping it's more than. It's hard to say because the trailers sometimes suck. But
it's going to be better than AVP.
Yes, clearly.
Because they went PG-13 on that. And
yeah,
that was a terrible mistake. You can't do PG-13. We're going to combine these two R-rated series and make it PG-13.
It's a winning formula, Josh.
Because the 13-year-olds who weren't even alive when these movies were released will really want to see this movie.
Oh yeah, totally.
So yeah,
right.
But yeah, the trailers aren't calling to me.
No, they're not calling to me either. I'm just excited about the idea of it, I think, more than the actual thing itself. But I'll be sure to give a review on an upcoming episode of the podcast.
So did you see the release of the image for the new Terminator film?
I saw a picture a while back of Linda Hamilton as a badass grandma.
So the new image is released. There's Linda Hamilton, this woman with scars on her, and another woman. I don't know what I think so far.
We have to go see it in the theater.
Do we?
too.
Did you go see Salvation? Did you go see Regenesis?
I did see Regenesis.
What is wrong with you? You gave them money. You encouraged them to make more bad films.
Tee-hee. Yes, I remember Bridget and I went and saw it in the theater. We reviewed it on the podcast. The best part of Genesis was we were sitting in the theater and the music was starting up at the very beginning and there was a rumble throughout the entire theater and you could feel it in your chest, and the rest of it was pretty bad after that.
Yeah.
But that part was cool. The theater had good surround sound, Josh.
Okay.
Yeah. And it had some good scenes, but as we know,
good scenes don't make a good movie.
That's correct. Oh well.
Yeah. So I'm leery about this one.
I think it comes out next year.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not 100% sure. I know they're filming it right now, of course, because we got the images, but other than that, I don't have too much information.
Yeah. We'll see. And like, we haven't seen any even like set images. So
yeah, no. We haven't. Nah. Terminator 2 still my favorite.
Yeah, Terminator 2 is really good. It's hard to beat that one.
It's so good. It's eminently rewatchable.
It is.
With a great soundtrack.
It is.
Yeah. So we got that.
And a lot of great one-liners.
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton. My mission is to protect you.
It's in your nature to destroy yourselves.
I know now why you cry. But it's something I can never do.
So,
I was just talking to somebody about that film yesterday, I think, and we realized it's 27 years old.
Yeah?
That's sad. That makes me feel bad. Because I remember when it came out.
Yeah?
Yeah. Time keeps on slipping by, Josh.
Or yeah, well, that is its nature.
However that song goes. Slipping into the future.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome to the Soul Forge, a place of silent mystery, quiet contemplation, and outright mayhem. Join your host, Sean Vanderloo, as he guides you through the adventures of living. Together, we'll talk about life and love, sex and dating, joy and heartache, memories and loss, and so much more. Don't worry, it's not nearly as pretentious as it sounds. Get ready for life, the universe, and everything on The Soul Forge.
SoulForgePodcast.com. Right. Okay, so anyway, enough of that sad stuff. I've got some cool product review to talk about here. Let me just grab it into my hands. And remember, a few weeks ago, maybe a month or more, we talked about how Target had some exclusive MEGO toys.
Yes.
Because MEGO is back. Well.
In POG format.
Yeah, you'd almost think so.
Sorry, I had to make the joke.
That's okay. That's okay. That's a good Simpsons reference. I like it. We are pop culture. So, the Lazy Stoner on Twitter, he has sent us a voice clip a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So follow him on Twitter, guys, at @the_lazy_stoner. He's working on podcasts. He has his first episode out, and he's busy, so he's trying to get more. But anyway, appreciate him. I asked him. I said, "Are you close to a Target?" He says, "Yeah, there's 10 minutes away from me." So I said, "Can you go and see if they have any Star Trek MEGO toys?" And he's like, "Sure, I can do that for you," because of course Wave 1 had Sulu and Chekhov. So he texts me and he says, "No, they're not here, but there's one copy of these guys here, and do you want it?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I want it." So he sent it to me, and it came Friday finally. Very exciting. What is it? It is 2 officially limited edition figures of Kirk and Spock in their mirror outfits. It's a triangular package, Josh, so it would fit in a corner very nicely. Very odd packaging, but it's got Kirk and Spock in their mirror uniforms. They've got their daggers, they've got their communicators, they've got their phasers. Spock has a nice beard. It's limited edition, 2,850 of 10,000. It's Marty Abrams presents MEGO. We've got, according to the back, Mirror Spock, Mirror Kirk, officially licensed detailed 8-inch characters with authentic retro packaging. Pose the figure in any action position. It's original MEGO, toy line and quality, limited edition, numbered for collectability. Collect them all! So it's exciting. It's good. On the back it says, Retro is back for new and old fans to play with and collect faithful reproductions of classic toys, bringing back fond memories while creating new ones. For 60 years, Marty Abrams has been an innovator in the toy business. Heralded as the father of licensed toy action figures from the 70s, Marty created the original shared universe of MEGO action figures who could interact in the same format. These MEGO reproductions are authentic, classic characters and play patterns brought back in the true classic vision of the original MEGOs. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, like, they look pretty good.
They do.
But you can't give a real toy review.
Because I have left it in the package.
And you refuse to take it out.
I refuse to take it out.
So we can't tell how stiff or smooth the joints are, how clean they move, what's the points of articulation. We can see the wrist and we can see the elbow and probably the shoulder, but what more do we have? We don't know.
We don't know. But we can see that they have real cloth uniforms. They're 8 inches tall. And they come with their weapons. The box is them side by side in front of the transporter console.
Yeah.
So, and when I shake it,
yeah, they're secured.
There's something else in there though that I hear every once in a while when it shakes. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's something behind the transporter console. Maybe there's like a base that they stand on or something. It doesn't say. But yeah, I can't take it out of the package. It's just too cool. But that's awesome. And I appreciate the fact that the lazy stoner went to Target for me and picked it up.
Alright, so as a collectible,
yeah,
what's your review?
What's my review?
Yeah.
I think the packaging is fantastic.
Okay.
I think the likenesses are actually a lot better than some of the newer stuff that they've come up with from Diamond Select and Art Asylum.
Okay.
Kirk looks better than the upcoming McFarlane sculpt. And it looks like the figures that they had in the 70s, which, of course, I was too young to have purchased. But they look great. What do you think?
Oh, they're your thing. You purchased them.
I did.
So, out of 10, what would you give it?
I'd give it a 10. It looks great.
All right.
And I wish I had 2 of them so I could take one out of the package. But I don't, because that was the only one there. So, there it is.
So it's a 10 out of 10.
Yep. I don't see anything wrong with them. They look great. They're very retro.
All right.
What would you give it, just looking at it?
Well, it's not mine, so I don't have the thing of owning it, so...
Would you like me to sell it to you?
No thanks.
No, you don't want it that badly?
No, because I'd give it like a 7.
Why?
The packaging is a bit for me.
Okay.
Like, you got the Kirk and Spock and Enterprise in the middle breaking up the panel. So, like...
Right, yes. In the packaging, that's true.
So it draws the eye away from the figures, which is the real collectible, to the packaging. You don't really care about the packaging. Again, I can't judge the figures because they're in the package.
They are in the package.
I would take them out of the package.
You would, eh?
I would.
Okay.
So, as a collectible, 7.
Okay.
Because, like, I don't like packages.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't put a package on my shelf.
Huh. Okay.
I'd put the figures.
You do. You do have a lot of things out of the package on your shelving.
Because I don't collect to sell.
And I'm not collecting that to sell. It's just because it's awesome and I like it.
No.
So.
But the main reason people keep it in the package is they plan to sell it.
Well, a lot of people do that. You're right. Yeah.
I want to have the thing to have the thing.
I can understand that. And I bet if you came with me to the Sault Ste. Marie first annual Steel City NerdCon September 29th, hosted by Vintage Junk and Games, there would be a lot of things that you could purchase.
29th is what day?
A Saturday. It's held from noon to 6 in the parking lot of Vintage Junk and Games on Queen Street. Yeah.
Maybe.
So that's what's happening there. I'm going to have a booth with my brother Robin. We're going to sell some stuff. It's going to be exciting. And that's pretty much all I know for now. My birthday's coming up in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And I'm going to be 42, and I'll have the answers to life, the universe, and everything. So when that happens, I'll be sure to share my information with you.
All right.
Are you excited?
It's your birthday. You
It
should
is.
be excited.
And I've decided I don't really need a lot of stuff other than people sending me MEGO figures from Targets around the States because I can't get them. But I would also like coffee beans from various exotic locales so I can use them in my French press. I would like that. That's what I've decided I want.
You want unusual coffees.
Unusual coffees, but full beans so I can grind them myself.
All right.
I will grind them with my teeth and boil them with my rage.
Okay, or you can use a coffee grinder.
I will do that probably. You are correct, sir.
All right, I think that's everything.
Yeah, so that's basically it. I may be starting another podcast, actually, with a guy from the Twitter universe who actually has 8 of his own now, and he's bored and wants to start another one and asked me to be a co-host. So that may be upcoming in the future.
Okay, so what are the names of his podcasts?
He's got Chewed Gum. He's got Infomines. He's got 727. He's got Tuesdays with Mary. And a bunch of other ones, which I can't recall at this very moment, but he does have quite a few.
Oh, yeah. If he's got 8, yes, he's recording more than one a day.
Yeah.
Per week.
Right. He is a single father. They only have one child. I believe he's under 2 years old. So because he's a stay-at-home dad and the wife works, he has lots of time on his hands.
He's not a single father.
Did I say a single father?
You did.
A stay-at-home dad.
Okay.
Yes, where his wife is working. And so he's got plenty of time to do his thing. And so he wanted to start up another one, and because we have a similar mindset, he thought that would be great. As more information becomes available, listeners, I'll be sure to let you know. So you can subscribe to that one. So then I'll have 3. I'll have Rusted Robot, Soulforge Podcast, which you should all be listening to, and whatever the next one's called.
All right.
So that's it. That's what I got. And that's the end of the podcast, Josh.
All right.
So what do we say at the end of the show?
We usually give an end remember quote. That's something that's either inspirational or funny or pop culture related or sometimes just
witty
or just weird.
Yeah. Okay. We also tell them to make sure they like the Facebook page, join the Facebook group, leave a 5-star review, follow us on Twitter, and all that good stuff.
I thought that was all in the end credits.
It is, but it's just a quick reminder because people might not listen to the end credits.
Huh.
But
So
anyway.
we're kind of doubling up on that, though, for the people that do listen to the end credits.
Yes, and they appreciate it because.
Do they?
I don't know.
Or do they hate it?
We should ask them, listeners. Do you care that we say this stuff? Do you have any opinion at all? If you do, send us an email to therustedrobot@gmail.com. And until next time, remember, just smile and say I'm fine because nobody really cares. This has been another episode of the Rusted Robot Podcast. You can contact us by emailing therustedrobot@gmail.com or tweeting us at therustedrobot. Visit our website at therustedrobot.podbean.com. And, if you would, please check us out and like us on Facebook. A 5-star review in iTunes is appreciated. The Rusted Robot Podcast was written, produced, scored, edited, engineered, and directed by Sean Vanderloo. Your co-host was Josh Montney. Don't forget to visit Jump City Comics in the 101 Mall and listen to our other show, the Soulforge Podcast. Visit Sean on Twitter and Instagram at Darth Vaderloo.
The Rusted Robot Podcast. Think about it.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.